To this video. In this video we will be looking at a program which would demonstrate the 3D array. So for this we have created an array with the name we have created a program with the name 3D array. So in this program, when you will see the first line, which is we have declared the class as class 3D array, and within this we have the main program. Now the first line of within this main program would be the declaration, creation or instantiation as well as initialization of the array in a single line. So this we can do using multiple lines also, as we have seen in the theory session. You can also try this out by taking help from my previous video. Okay, how to declare this in multiple lines and initialize them in multiple lines. But for our ease and in order to avoid writing different lines or multiple lines for the same purpose, we will simply use this particular statement for declaration, creation and initialization using just a single line. So now if we are considering this, let me just extend the screen a little bit. Okay, so if we are considering this, let me first show you all some of the basic things which are related to the retrieval of the array elements. First, let us try printing system.out.println, and here let us try printing A. So when we are trying to do this, A is basically an array which is holding multidimensional arrays. So in this case, let us see what is the output that we are getting or what it is returning. So when we are compiling this, so Java C 3D array, and then we are executing this, so see the output that we are getting is basically a 3D array, since A is array reference variable which is pointing to the 3D array, followed by the type of the array which is the integer type, @ symbol, and then followed by a hash symbol, okay, or hash value. So this value is returned because array A is basically a 3D array which is capable of holding multidimensional arrays. Now suppose we are trying to print the same thing, okay, but let us say we are trying to print A of 0. So let us see what A of 0 gives us. So now let me compile this and we'll run this. So when I'm running this, A of 0 is basically pointing to the first array or the first multidimensional array which is present in the A of 0th index. Okay, so it is returning me with a 2D array or a multidimensional array, followed by the integer that is the type of the array, @ symbol, and followed by the hash value, that means the array class value. Okay, now let me print A of 0 and 0 and see what am I getting. So when I'm doing this and I'm executing this, so A of 0 0 basically points to the first array which is there in A of 0 0 location. Okay, so this is a 1D array, and that is why this one bracket is given here as the representation as well as the type of the integer, and followed by the @ symbol and the hash value. Now what if I try to print A of 0 0 0? Now this should give me the value which is there in the first 1D array, first value of the first 1D array. So let us see whether we get this or not. So I'll compile this and then I am executing this. So I am getting the first value of the first 1D array which is present in this 3D array at location A of 0 0. So this is 1. Similarly, if I want to print the second one, okay, so second one, so let us see what is the array that what is the value that I'm getting. sorry, this would be 0 because it will be in the first location, first array. So I'll compile this and I'm running this, so I'm getting 2. Now if I want to access the array element which is here, okay, so I have to likewise change the index values the way I want it to be printed. Okay, so this is how basically we can print the different elements. The next is if I want to print the length of a, sorry, the length of a. Now since it is holding just one 3D array, this particular statement should return me with the value as 1. Okay, because it is holding just one 3D array. So see, it is giving me 1. Now suppose I am printing here as a of 0 dot length. So when I am giving here as a of 0 dot length, so a of 0 is capable of holding let me compile and see, okay, whether I am getting that value or not. So see, so a of 0 basically is it will be showing me that it has 3 different 1D or 3 different multidimensional arrays within it. So it is giving me the size as 3. So there are 3 arrays, so it is giving me as 3. Now what if I give here as a of 0 0 dot length? So when I am giving here a of 0 0 dot length, I am getting the value as 2 because I am considering this only. Okay, so the first the first array, it is giving me just 2 as the length. Okay, now if I am giving here as a of 0 0 0 dot length, now let's see what we get now. Okay, so when I am compiling this, it is showing me with an error because, or a compile time error, because a of 0 0 0 basically points to this, and this does not have any length in context to the array length. So it is showing me with a compile time error. So these are some of the minute things that we have to remember while we are accessing or retrieving the elements. Now let us look into the actual retrieval mechanism of an array. So for this, as already mentioned in my theory session, we will be using 3 different for loops. Okay, so for int is equal to I, or for int I is equal to 0, I less than a dot length, and then I plus plus. So this is the first loop, okay, where I am declaring one variable as I, and it is compared to the a of length, which is basically 1. Okay, and if it is true, it will enter the next loop, which is int j is equal to 0, then j less than a of I dot length. So I got auto corrected here. Okay, and then j plus plus, since this is the jth loop. So a of I dot length again will now be compared with the j value. So now it will, if it is true, then it will enter the next value, which is for int k is equal to 0, then k less than a of I j dot length. So k of I j dot length, and then k plus plus. Okay, so this is the third loop which is there, and within this I will try to print system dot out dot println, followed by what is the value that I need to print? A of I j and k respectively. Okay, so I, j and k, I will also associate a space here So this is what it looks like, and here I will simply close the brackets. We should be careful by closing the brackets because this is where we make the maximum errors. And after that, again I got auto corrected here. Okay, so yes, now let me compile and check for any error if there are any. Okay, so there are no errors. Now let us simply execute this and see. Okay, 1 2 3. Okay, this is println, so it is coming in a list format. Now if I use just print, so let us see. I'll compile this and I will execute this. Okay, alright, so this is the value that I'm getting: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and 9. So these are the array elements which we are getting. Now if we want to do another work, now let us write here as system dot out dot println, just a simple line here. So let me compile this and I'll simply run this. So see, I'm getting the output. Okay, I'll also, in order to make it look a little presentable, let me simply write this. Okay, now it shows us the actual values which are there in the arrays. So the first one we have 1 2, the second one we have 3 4 5 and 6, and the third one we have 7 8 and 9. So initially it will, this particular loop will compare the value of I with a dot length. Okay, a dot length is 1 as we already saw, so it will enter into this loop. Again, this particular variable which is j is equal to 0 will compare it against a of I dot length. Now a of I dot length basically will be a of 0 dot length. So when it is a of 0 dot length, it is comparing 0 with 3, because a of 0 dot length we have already seen as 3. So it is, this condition is also true, and it will move to the third loop. So here basically k of k is equal to 0. This is another variable which is initialized to 0, and it will compare the value of k with a of I j dot length. So a of I j, I is 0 and j is also 0. So a of 0 0 dot length is equal to 2. So 0 is less than 2 here. So this particular loop will be executed, and the first value of a of 0, a of I, j and k, so all of these three values are 0. So the first value would be printed as a of 0 0 and 0. So a of 0 0 0 is nothing but 1, hence 1 is printed here. Okay, similarly 2 will also be printed, because on incrementing k we will get 1 here. 1 is again less than 2. Okay, so this particular value would be printed with the value as a of 0 0 1. So a of 0 0 1 is 2. So basically this way it will go on continuing. So again k will be incremented to value 2. So when we are comparing 2 with 2, so this condition is not true, so it will come out and print a new line. Okay, and it will go back to the previous loop which it was executing. Now here j will be increased to 1, and 1 will be compared against a of 0 dot length, which is 3. So 1 is less than 3. Again this particular loop will be executed until all the values are printed. So the detailed explanation is already given in the previous video of the theory session, so you can go through it for further reference. But this is how basically we can print the values of a 3D array. As already mentioned, the representation of a 2D array output which is obtained from a 2D array and 3D array is basically similar, or it is the same thing, but it takes less amount of time in order to access the values using a 3D array. The time complexity reduces heavily using a 3D array. So that is all for today. We will again talk about details regarding array and its applications in my next video. Thank you.